All right, guys, here we go with the questions 1 through 8 in this video. So starting with number 1, write in vertex form. Okay, no problem. So here we've got x squared minus 6x. Oh, you know what? This is actually such an easy one. I almost feel like it's not even worth. Let's just do it the same way every time. Simple, with simple, straightforward. So here, let me just remind you. The h coordinate is negative b over 2a, right? And the k coordinate is the f of that function. I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense. It's the f of that, negative b over 2a. And sorry, this b looks kind of like an h, so let me make sure that looks like a b. Okay, so looking at number 1, what are the a and what are the b? So a here is the coefficient of the x squared term, which in this case is just 1. Yeah. What's b? B is the coefficient of the x term, which in this case is a negative 6, because it's a minus 6x, yeah? Okay, that means here h is negative b, which is negative of negative 6 over 2 times a is 1. So that's going to be positive 6 over 2, which is 3. Okay, great. So I have my h already. H is 3. So now what is k? K is f of 3. And what is f? F is really just this y function, right? So k is equal to, this is going to be just plugging that 3 for x, 3 squared minus 6 times 3. So that's going to be 9 minus 6 times 3 is 18. And 9 minus 18 is negative 9. Okay, so my h is 3, k is negative 9. Now to write everything in vertex form. So vertex form, what is vertex form? It was f of x, or in this case y. I don't like that color. Let's try a different color. A little darker. Okay, so in this case y is equal to, it's going to be a, I'm just going to write down the form first, x minus h squared plus k, right? So in this case, that's, what is my a? A is just 1, so I don't even need to write it, but let's just write it so I don't confuse anybody. So 1, x minus h is 3, so x minus 3 squared plus negative 9. Except plus negative 9 is a weird way to write things. It makes more sense to write just minus 9, yeah, minus 9. So there it is. And at the same time, I also see my vertex right away. It's at 3, negative 9. Okay, problem 1. All done. All right. Let's go on to problem number 2. And the process, I'm just going to repeat that same process. Easy, right? Easy. Okay, let me model for you number 2 supposing that I had forgotten off the top of my head what that formula is for h and k. So I'm going to start, okay, this is the question I'm focused on now. I'm going to say, okay, h was, what was it again? Let's say I forgot. So then remember, okay, what was it again? I just recall, what is the quadratic formula? It's negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then I cross out the squared part, and I get negative b. I'm left with negative b over 2a. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, that's what it was. So h is negative b over 2a. Okay, that's right, okay. And then that's h. K is just the function value at negative b over 2a. And those are the main components. Okay, now what are my a and b in this case? A is a 3. That's a coefficient of the x squared term, right? And b is negative 12. So h then is negative 3. Oh, I'm sorry, I had that backwards. Negative 12, I mean, over 2 times 3. Okay, that's 12 over 6, which is just 2, easy. So now k is going to be equal to f of 2. F of 2 is equal to, this is 3 times plug in the 2 squared minus 12 times plug in that 2 plus the 1. 2 squared is 4, so this is 3 times 4 minus 12 times 2 is 24 plus 1. So 3 times 4 is 12 minus 24 plus 1. 12 minus 24 is negative 12 plus 1 is negative 11. So I got my h, I got my k. Let's plug it back into our formula for vertex form. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry, my plug's coming out here. My battery's dying. Okay, so vertex form, what was it again? It's y, in this case y, f of x, y. Y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k, right? And I just fill in those numbers. This time a is 3, x minus 2 squared minus 11. Plus negative 11 or minus 11. So there it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's erase that. Go to the next question. Yeah, you know, so questions 1 through 8, pretty much I'm just going to repeat these steps over and over again. Questions 5 through 8 actually are kind of the same question, but I don't have to go to the final step of writing the actual equation in vertex form. So I kind of actually feel like these questions are sort of written out of order in a way. Like the questions 5 through 8 are actually the easier ones. And then questions 1 through 4 have that extra step where you have to write it into the vertex form. But anyway, let's just continue. So number 3, looking at this equation here, and just remind us again, h is negative b over 2a. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the right thing. I wrote the wrong thing. Negative b over 2a. And k is f of that. So here a is negative 2 this time, and b is negative 4. There you go. Okay, so h is negative of negative 4 over 2 times negative 2, which is 4 over negative 4, which is negative 1. Easy. Okay, now that means k is f of negative 1. And here the f function is really the y function. That's negative 2, plug in that negative 1 wherever you see x. Minus 4 times negative 1 plus 8. Okay, that's going to be negative 2 times negative 1 squared is just a regular 1. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. And plus 8, so I got negative 2 plus 4 plus 8. Which is, negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2 plus 8 is 10. So k is 10. All right, I'm going to skip straight to the end result then. So y is equal to a, which is negative 2, x minus negative 1, which means x plus 1, squared plus 10. There it is. Vertex form for number 3, down. That was number 3. And sorry, I haven't been labeling my numbers. I just remembered. We'll label the next one. Okay, so next is number 4. And this is the guy I'm focused on. Reminder again, h is negative b over 2a. K is f of that. Here a is 1 and b is 3. So h first. That's negative 3 over 2 times 1, which is negative 3 halves. Okay, so we got a fraction now. All right. K is f of negative 3 halves, which is just plug in that negative 3 halves. And you know, for this one, if you don't want to bother working with the fractions, you can just plug it into your calculator. Halves are not so bad though. I'm just gonna do it. I don't have my calculator handy, so I'm just gonna do it out. Negative 3 over 2 squared, that's gonna be 9/4. 3 times negative 3 over 2 is gonna be negative 9 halves. And 5 halves. These guys combine together to give you negative 9/4. And I'm gonna rewrite 5 halves in terms of the fourths so I can add them easily. So that's gonna be plus 10/4. The negative 9/4 plus 10/4 is just 1/4. So there's your k. That means I've got y is equal to, a was 1, right? X minus negative 3 halves is x plus 3 halves squared plus 1/4. There it is. There's your vertex form. Okay, easy peasy. All right. Questions 1 through 4 done. Cross that guy out. It's so satisfying to cross things out. And on to the next 4. Next 4. I'm getting tired of using this eraser. Let's try this. There you go. Okay, number 5. Number 5. Find the vertex for each function. Okay, easy, easy. So actually, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Right? H is equal to negative b over 2a. K is equal to f of that. Oops. Sorry. And then fill in your a. A is 1 here. B here's negative 1. H is negative of negative 1 over 1, which is 1 over 1, which is just 1. And k is f of 1, which in this case, looking at this function, that's going to be 1 squared minus 1, which is 0. 1 minus 1, 0, right? So 0. So what's my vertex then? Just 1, 0. Easy as that. You just get those two values and Those are the parts, those are the components of the vertex. So that's done. Question 5, done already. All right. That was more efficient. Okay, number 6. Let's just change colors for no particular reason. This one I'm looking at, yeah? Same old thing. Negative b over 2a. That's your h. K is f of that. Repeating myself. A is 3 this time. B is negative 12 this time. That means h is negative of negative 12 over 2 times 3. I feel like I did this question before. Oh, actually, yeah. Wait, this is the same thing, right? I'm really redoing the question. Are these other ones the same too? No, they're not. Okay, so sorry, continuing on. What was I saying now? Negative 12 is positive 12. 2 times 3 is 6. That gives you positive 2. Okay. So k is f of 2, which is 3 times 2 squared minus 12 times 2 plus 1. Somehow I don't remember this actually. That's 3 minus... Oh, sorry, no. Oops. 3 times 4 minus 12 times 2 is 24. Plus, okay, now I remember. So 12 minus 24 plus 1. Yeah, 12 minus 24 is negative 12 plus 1 is negative 11. So my vertex is 2, negative 11. That question is done. All right, I'm looking ahead to question number 8. Question number 8 is an easy gimme question. Okay, number 7 though. Let's go number 7. Okay, switch back to black. Number 7. This is what I'm looking at right here, yeah, this guy. And same process. Negative b over 2a for h. K is f of that. Here a is negative 2, oops. And b is negative 8. So h is equal to, negative b is negative of negative 8 over 2 times negative 2, which is 8 over negative 4 or negative 2. And k then is f of negative 2. So I got negative 2, and x is negative 2, so plug that in, squared, minus 8 times negative 2 plus 9. Remember to use parentheses to keep your x intact. Negative 2 squared is 4, so negative 2 times 4. And 8 times negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16 plus 9. So I've got negative 8 plus 16 plus 9. Oh, these numbers seem to work out nice a lot of times. This is like half of that one. Negative 8 plus 16 is a positive 8 plus 9, which is 17. Okay, so what's my vertex then? Negative 2 comma 17. And unless I made a silly error somewhere along the way, then that should be what it is. Okay, one more to go, and the last one is looking like a nice easy one. Why did I say it looks easy? Because look at it. It's already in vertex form. Here's number 8. I'm gonna in fact copy this whole thing down again. Negative 3, x minus 4, and compare this to our form a x minus h squared plus k. You see that? So that means right here, this is 4. Careful. Just the 4. How do I do this? Just the 4 part. That's your h, because it's already got the minus there. And just the 1 part is the k. So what's the vertex then? 4, comma 1. Easy. All right. See you guys in the next video.